Good morning from the beautiful Shem Creek. Today on our video series should be day 5. And I'll tell you, it's been a long week and a half for just day 5. I'll give you a little fill on what's been going on. If you saw the description in the previous video, when Rick dropped us off in Marco to pick up the boat, he took a customer's boat and my truck from Marco, from Florida, back to South Carolina, and then had 3 transports he had to do. Unfortunately, Rick became very ill. He had a heart condition. Unbeknownst to him, he had, scheduled visits with doctors and whatnot. And it just turned out that, you know how it goes when you're older and whatnot. It's just, things get rescheduled. I think it's VA stuff. I don't want to comment on that. But in all honesty, he ended up collapsing about 3 hours from where he dropped us off. And that ended up being just the beginning of it. He finally made it back to South Carolina, back home, back to the shop, got the customer's boat delivered to the shop without any issues, got my truck back without any issues. Thank God for that. But now he's on oxygen in a hospital, and he's been awaiting for the last week and a half surgery, which happens today. So I know I'm gonna post this video a day or so from now, because day 4 still hasn't got posted by the time I'm recording this. I was lucky to get day 2 and 3 up. My laptop died. One more excuse, right? So it's day 5 of our adventure. We're at Shem Creek. We got the Grady here, all cleaned up, all fueled up. We actually came out here yesterday, hauled her out of the water, changed the oil on the engines, changed the gear lube on both lower units, addressed a few issues, fixed a few things, got the tabs working, and now I'm getting ready to depart. So here she is. We've got the rear canvas installed. We've had a couple different delays for weather. I just washed the whole boat down. Attempted to fix the starboard side wiper blade. It's not just the Allen screws. I went and pulled the cover out from inside the helm, and it seems like it's something in the motor. No idea what that is. I'm not a windshield wiper guy, but probably end up picking up a motor or something from Marine Connection. So I'm gonna drop these lines. The seagulls are active. There's people already coming out to fish. This morning they had no fewer than 2 or 3 dozen guides leaving here to go out. But the engines are all warmed up. Everything's tied down. Maps are loaded. Let's get going. Here we go. Check out that huge container ship. Very cool. James will be mad at me if I don't get video of his family's dock. In a beautiful house. It's like, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning. I just blasted the horn. This is Goat Island. The crew of the Goat. I'll have to look that up and put a link in the description. Autopilot's doing its job. We're downloading some updates on the maps for Aqua Maps. Still can't get the sounder to work. Counterweight's not here, so Yeti's filling in. It's just a beautiful, calm morning. Wow, man, the Sea Ray with the outboards is That is the popular boat. much of the trip is going to be just this. Slow cruising and no wake zones on the ICW. So we thought it was going to be like all hauling butt. It's not. But this is what you see. This is the beautiful sights. People who have their... Okay. Whatever he just said. Just beautiful, beautiful scenery. We'll get more of this. Opened up the back a little bit. Just reset the heading. I'm thinking I might pull the boat out of the water and have the bottom of it blasted and cleaned. I have lost 0.3 miles per gallon. And I'm having to use a lot more throttle. Before I could go 30 miles an hour at 4,000 RPM, 4,200 RPM, and now I can't. So that's definitely costing me some fuel. So when I get to Georgetown, I'm going to see what it takes to pull the boat out of the water, have them blast the bottom. Leaving it in the water for a week was not good. I can see that already. So we're coming up behind this big beast. And he's having to follow that map to the T due to his draft. That's Aquamaps. So I gave him a blast, but it's pretty sketchy water left or right of him. So I'm gonna let him have the center lane. But there's a bridge he's coming up to. And we'll go around in a minute. Okay, so this is a floating swing bridge. What does that mean? That means that if cars need to go from this side to this side, this bridge floats across and someone pilots it. Is that crazy or what? Of course, they also make it a boat ramp too. Ferry crossing. So check that out. So this will actually motor along and go from right here. There's a DNR convention over there. Look at that. Something's up. Should have got on that a little bit quicker. We're just motoring through, no wake at all. And just cruise control. Isn't that neat? So that drops on one side. Those hydraulic posts right there lock it in place. Yeah, definitely a DNR convention. 5 or 6, at least 5 or 6 trucks. My guy here is going to pass me up shortly. All right, let's get underway. Now here's an interesting navigational aid. It's typically for large ships. Can you see the 2 red blinking lights? When you're in the center of the channel, lights will line up. I'll zoom in on them. There they are. So you know what? The frame rate doesn't exactly help. And then those will pass off once you get to the turn. Here and on my map here. All sorts of navigational aids when you're on a boat. Alrighty, so we are in Georgetown, South Carolina at Hazzard Marine. Really nice little place here. The lady that's assisting me is absolutely epic. And well, when you leave a boat in the water for 5 days, actually 7 days, South Carolina happens. So if you look at the bottom, you can see she's a little dirty. Well, a little dirty is killing my fuel mileage. And while it's going to cost me $400 to pull this out of the water, to do what's called a survey, a bottom survey, and I may actually be able to find out why I don't have a depth. I'm going to look at the sounder and we'll go from there. But as soon as they fire up that travel lift, they're changing the straps on it right now for this boat. As soon as they get the straps changed out, fire that up, I'm gonna drive right up in there. They're gonna lift me out of the water, and we're gonna get the bottom of this boat all pressure washed and cleaned up and get rid of any type of growth that's on it, because it's killing my fuel mileage, and I'm really picky about that. But more than that, it's killing the performance of the boat. When I tell people, when you have a boat and the bottom isn't painted, or the bottom is painted, you lose some performance. You lose about 4 or 5 miles an hour. And sure enough, I've lost 5 miles an hour. And 5 miles per hour is a big deal, especially when you're cruising at 30 miles an hour. So I was before able to cruise at 30, 32 miles an hour, getting 1.2 miles per gallon, even at half a fuel load. But I was able to do it at, if you remember, like 4,000 RPM. Now I'm at 4,700 RPM, and that's what it's taking to push this boat 29 miles an hour. So that's a huge loss. At the end of the day, the $400 I spend here will save me $1,000 in fuel on the long run. So that's why I'm gonna take the time to do it and make it happen. All right. We're lifting it out. Whew, she's nasty. She was dirty yesterday, but I thought most of that would wipe off. I was wrong. I was wrong. Bob, taking care of your baby. That's like riding on sandpaper.
gonna be here a while?
No, I'm rolling on out. Can't drive a dirty boat. I just can't do it. I do not know what kind of boat this is, but that is amazing. Look at these drives. It's got wings there for stabilization. That's some fine work. No idea what that is. It sure is cool. Epic.
I'm being outrun by a sailboat that's just motoring. That is awesome. The witching hour. That's slick. There's a lot of loopers out today. There's a cat up ahead. This huge sailing yacht. Quite a few.
Now I know I just thought I saw an airboat in South Carolina.
These cats are simply gorgeous. He's got his rudder fins are up. That's
These devices sticking up through the hull right there.
that is awesome. Love that boat. That's beautiful. Look at this place. We're on the Waccamaw River, and that's the Wakawachi Marina. And fuel prices are $6.23 a gallon.
Yeehaw. Let's go, Brandon.
Absolutely gorgeous day. Gorgeous day. This place is amazing. There's a yacht I passed earlier this morning. I guess while I was getting my bottom cleaned, he passed me back up. We're coming at the Bucksport Marina. This is a place where they host outboard drag boat racing out here. And it's a great place. So we're gonna dock up here, get some lunch, and probably splash about 50 gallons of fuel. That should get us do quite well. We're down to 4 bars. 50 gallons of fuel should give us about 2 more bars, maybe 3. And that ought to get us good to Myrtle Beach. All right, so we stopped at Bucksport. Last time I was here, we were drag boat racing. We had the course set up from right over here, blasting out into the riverway. But check this out. I just found out the reason they're not having races here anymore is because DNR won't release the no wake zone so that we could race boats here anymore. Don't they know a boat at 100 miles an hour leaves no wake? I mean, seriously, they need to step into the Xander zone. And those of you who have been OG for the channel will get that. Absolutely. This is my man's sailboat. Both of them were yours, right? You're blue and you just got that one. 2 knots. How long did it take to get here? 2 days to get here from Charleston. Man, I just got here from Charleston, well, this morning. That's gonna be some work, but I tell you what, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I have to tarp over it because I accidentally slept on the glass hatch.
Oops.
Foot went through it.
Oh. Hate it when that happens.
I got it all up. Get it ready for a trip.
Where are you gonna go with it?
Puerto Rico.
So you're gonna go to Puerto Rico with it?
Yeah.
That's badass. That's badass. All right, what does it take to sail to Puerto Rico? Besides money and balls.
Not much. You don't need that much fuel as long as you use the wind and a good amount of food.
Yeah, a good amount of food for sure. And probably somebody else to help with everything.
Yeah, so you can rest.
Yep. Oh, that's some work, my friend. I wish you luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna get this thing unhooked. We put 60 gallons of fuel on board. That'll be good for another 2.5 hours to get me over center of my full mark or half full mark. They had the best price here so far. Actually, we had 70 gallons of fuel. I was wrong. Mark that on the video. Got our AJLCA flag. We're loopering it. Close out the door. Now that's locked. All right, here we go. All right, this is my kind of waterways. Growing up in Louisiana, this is the kind of waterways I would just rip. The 14-foot bass boat, little wooden bateau flat bottom with a big old Mercury on the back of it. Talk about run. All right, we put 70 gallons in and that got us back up to a 1.1 mile per gallon. I think at this weight, this fuel weight is where we got really the cutoff for the good fuel economy. But I couldn't pass up that price. That was the cheapest fuel I bought on this trip yet, at $5.70 a gallon. Cheapest fuel yet. So beautiful out here. Gotta love it. I just had to call the captain of this bridge. Meanwhile, people over here chilling, having a good time. I got jet ski rentals, pontoon boat rentals, and he's gonna swing this bridge open as soon as he says it's safe. All right, so here we go. He stopped traffic. People are renting their pontoon, just got on board. Now this whole thing's gonna swing open so I can get through with this high T-top. Pretty crazy, huh? Look at that. We're just a swinging. Look how cool that is. Now I'm shooting time lapse of this, so if I can not screw up the footage from the GoPro this time, I'll do a time lapse and a regular, just so you can see how cool is that. Engineering at its best. Bridge Master, appreciate it. That's how you do your backyard. Definitely have kids. Look at this. Pool noodles strung together in a string. That's how you do it. Epic. This is beautiful out here.
too. Ding.
And we get another bridge opening. I tried going underneath it, but I was going to be like a qualified captain if I tried. Just couldn't clear it. Look at that. How cool is that? Just a swing at like Forrest and Jenny. That is so cool. Now it's my turn. Thank you, Bridge Master.
You're welcome. Enjoy your day. Stay safe out there.
I will, all the way to New Jersey.
All right.
I remember a song in the 80s, Little Pink Houses. I wonder if they have any Panthers in there. You old school people will get that. Beautiful area. Absolutely beautiful. Kick-ass Fountain LX.